Let's discuss how do we go from education, learning to actual transformation in companies?
I think the most important element as a sustainability leader is that you have to be a change management expert. It's much more important to understand how change works in a company. What are the elements that allow to really lead change in a particular company with the culture, history, leadership, and then you adapt the education to it.
Maybe can you bring a little bit your perspective around education, learning, and leading to transformation?
A piece of research finally tipped me over, and it was a report that came out from a think tank called Influence Map in March 2019. And it said that the top 5 fossil fuel companies had poured $1 billion since the signing of the Paris Agreement into lobbying, marketing, and narrative change. And that's what I want to talk about today. I feel that is part of our education. We must understand why we are facing the consequences that we're facing, why the poor and vulnerable have been left stranded, why there are inadequate laws, why we're not giving enough money on the basis of solidarity to those who are already suffering the impacts. The miseducation that has happened has also led to people thinking that climate change is a far-off problem, that climate change will not impact us.
What are the main gaps in your view that needs to be filled to catalyze change at scale?
For me, you asked, we talked about climate literacy. For me, I think there are 3 key things in our inner game that would really help to equip leaders with greater climate literacy beyond the important knowledge and skills and capacity that we need to focus on. And I think the first is a shift in mindset to what I'd call a regenerative worldview. I think we really need to reimagine how we can have the human economy and the natural economy work in harmony together. I think in terms of understanding our deep connection with life, but also with each other. And so working on the inequalities that we have that build connection across our people with difference, across all of the different communities we need to work on. So qualities like compassion, generosity, and respect.
Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and the part that transparency has played and accountability has played in the way you've driven that transformation?
So Interface is a flooring manufacturer. If you work on the factory line in our plant in Georgia, you know where heat is being wasted or water is being wasted as much as any consultant. If you work as one of our sales force, you have the opportunity to go into a tech company, a fashion company, and go, I know we think we're going to talk about carpet, but I'd like to talk to you about the climate and embodied carbon, and to turn our sales force into kind of corporate climate activists.
If you could each give me what you think we need more of to shift from education, learning to transformation.
One of my most important solutions is diversity, equity, inclusion as fundamental.
To take responsibility today, it's not sufficient to lead in the same way in which we led in the past. We have to doubt, we have to be able to say we don't know, we have to try and take responsibility if we fail.
Some of the most impactful leadership I've seen has been people from all walks of life and communities with very little formal power, but incredible courage, resilience, purpose, generosity, the things that I think we need more of to really bring about the radical collaboration that's needed for this transition.
We have to find a way to make people accountable, and then we have to celebrate when they do it well, but then we have to also be willing to say the other side that if they're not doing it, they have to be called to account.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.